2025 feels like the stock market's playing hopscotch on a trampoline. One week it's soaring, the next it's gasping for air. If you're wondering how to invest without losing your sanity, you're not alone. The trick? Build a lineup of ETFs. ETFs aren't boring anymore. They've become the backbone of everyday investors seeking steady growth and less drama. The financial world is like a noisy street market at rush hour. Each stall has its own sales pitch. AI is the future, buy now or regret forever. Gold is the only safe haven. The S&P 500, it's overpriced and soft. ETFs make the chaos manageable. They don't force you to bet everything on flashy salesmen, allowing you to sample the whole buffet. You can enjoy little portions of tech, a slice of gold, or a taste of healthcare without overcommitting to one. Gold ETFs are the old guardian of markets. Gold demands attention, being unpredictable at times, but dazzling when it shines. In chaotic times, gold struts down the aisle, reminding us of its strength through centuries of change. With global conflicts and inflation debates spiraling, gold remains a stable asset in tumultuous environments. Gold ETFs give you a way to capture timeless shine without filling your closet with bars and coins. They're always ready to play defense when the rest of your portfolio is melting down. Gold doesn't care about your timeline. It's indifferent to hype, scandals, and market fluctuations. That's why central banks hoard gold, even while preaching confidence in currencies. For regular investors, gold ETFs are the simplest way to tap into that ancient trust. You're plugged into history, seamlessly integrating gold into your modern portfolio. Gold ETFs are the ballast that keeps your ship from capsizing during market swings. Playing defense is important, but at some point, you need offense too. You need growth, something with energy, with ambition. The Apples, the Microsofts, the Nvidias, the names that don't just sell products, they shape entire industries. Owning them through an ETF tied to the NASDAQ 100 has felt like riding a rocket ship strapped to your portfolio. Beyond the skyscrapers of Wall Street are the smaller buildings, the scrappy innovators you've barely heard of. Small-cap ETFs scoop up those dreamers, bundle them together, and give you a chance to own an entire neighborhood of potential. It's high risk, yes, but when it pays off, it's the kind of reward that makes you remember why you invested. Playing defense is important, but at some point, you need offense too. You need growth, something with energy, with ambition. The Apples, the Microsofts, the Nvidias, the names that don't just sell products, they shape entire industries. Owning them through an ETF tied to the NASDAQ 100 has felt like riding a rocket ship strapped to your portfolio. Beyond the skyscrapers of Wall Street are the smaller buildings, the scrappy innovators you've barely heard of. Small-cap ETFs scoop up those dreamers, bundle them together, and give you a chance to own an entire neighborhood of potential. It's high risk, yes, but when it pays off, it's the kind of reward that makes you remember why you invested. You can't ignore batteries, clean energy, and how our world is shifting gears. Cars aren't just cars anymore. They've become rolling computers with wheels attached. Every year, the old combustion engine feels more like a relic, while EVs keep stealing headlines and road space. Power grids are being upgraded to store energy smarter, balance supply with demand, and cut reliance on fossil fuels. Thematic ETFs zoom in on storylines defining the next decade. Take a lithium and battery technology ETF, for instance. It's about companies mining lithium, designing batteries, and supplying raw materials for tomorrow's energy economy. You're investing in a world where oil pumps fade into history and battery packs power cars, homes, factories, and cities. Now, growth like that is thrilling. It's the adrenaline rush of investing. But adrenaline isn't a long-term plan. Enter quality ETFs. These funds don't chase whatever's flashing in the headlines. They tilt toward companies with strong balance sheets. Think of them as the responsible adults in a room full of excitable teenagers. Quality ETFs invest in businesses that survive recessions, shrug off political noise, and continue paying dividends. If growth is the gas pedal, quality is the brake system. Together, they allow you to steer without crashing. In a world where news headlines can shake entire markets, that balance isn't just smart, it's survival. 2025 has another obsession: AI. Every headline seems to sneak it in. Some of it's hype, but some of it is absolutely real. AI isn't just about ChatGPT spitting out poems. It's reshaping medicine, logistics, finance, and manufacturing. Ignore AI ETFs, and you risk missing one of the biggest shifts since the internet itself. If you pile everything into hype, you're basically gambling. Balance is key. ETFs are your ingredients: gold for safety, growth for ambition, quality for stability, fiends for a spark. Let's not forget about the quiet backbone, the broad, low-cost ETFs that simply track the market. They're the steady beat beneath the music. Owning an ETF tied to the S&P 500 or total international market is like having a foundation under your house. Without it, everything else crumbles. Before 2026, those broad ETFs remain the anchors. You need stability underneath. Maybe you're cautious and want a portfolio heavy on gold and quality, or young and bold with growth and AI. No single right lineup exists. It's about positioning yourself for the next decade. The world's changing fast. ETFs help you stay in the game. They're like a seatbelt in a race car, letting you accelerate while still keeping you safe. When you look back in 2030, will you wish you'd built a portfolio of ETFs or sat on the sidelines as inflation took its toll? ETFs aren't just investments. They're characters in your financial narrative. Gold, the guardian. Growth, the dreamer. Quality, the steady hand. AI, the wild child. Broad market ETFs are the backbone, holding it all together. Get that cast right, and your story becomes one worth telling. Investing is about writing a story you'll be proud of, one where you moved forward with balance, curiosity, and boldness. Before 2026 hits, build your story, add your characters, make it personal. The worst move isn't picking the wrong ETF, it's not picking any at all. If this deep dive got you thinking, hit that like button, drop a comment with the ETFs you're watching, and subscribe for the next chapter.